everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back to Shelley Yardley's YouTube channel, coming to you live every Tuesday. Here I am, Michelle, and this is my daughter Crystal, and we are going to be taking your questions and looking at the cards to see what kind of insights we can perceive going forward here. We've just arrived home. We got in really late last night. We had a wonderful vacation. It was fantastic. And yes, so we're raring to go. And before we get started, Crystal wants to make mention about a couple of things. The last few weeks of her sale, I guess it's only on for another 3 weeks.
Do you want me to make mention of it?
Sure.
Okay,
you do.
cool. Thank you, Mama. Yes, it's so nice to be back and tuning in. For you guys, it seems like, business as usual. For us, lots has happened in between. And so we're, bringing new perspectives in, new parts of ourselves that we've gathered. And it's lovely to be joining you in that. And I have a sale that is still going on until August 15th. You can check out the ticker below there and use discount code farewell20 when you book a session. It's 20% off all of my sessions as long as you book by August 15th. You can book as far in the future as you choose to. You
can schedule anytime.
Schedule.
Yes.
The mind is still waking up here.
Yes, so we got in really late. So we're like, fuzzy, a little fuzzy.
Fuzzy, but really, really happy.
Really heart-centered.
Heart-centered, yeah.
Definitely.
Heart-centered, happy to be
and
here.
And you also have a live coming up on Thursday. Is that right, Crystal?
Thank you. Yes. So this coming Thursday, the 24th at 4 p.m., lovely new moon live. I would love if y'all would tune in with me. Let's see what magic comes through and bring your personal messages and questions and let's connect.
So a little different than our weekly lives where we're looking at general questions for all of us. The Crystal's Get Close and Personal lives once a month. She takes personal questions. So, and it could feel like even if you don't want to take the risk and ask a personal question, there's a lot to be learned. Crystal brings in incredible skills of, therapeutic work, trauma healing work, family systems work, and a program that she has been educated in called the Conscious Evolver System. And so there's a lot you can learn just by seeing how she approaches the questions and the different tools that she brings in. And a lot of times, people have similar questions.
Absolutely.
I know in the work that I do with many of you, there's a lot of themes and there's a lot of repeat kind of scenarios, particularly in our community where we have specific questions related to family and friends that we may have fallen out with over the events of the last 5 years, our awake perspective that has been challenging for us in our personal relationships and so on. So those kind of questions come forward a lot in these personal live sessions that Crystal does. So if you're wanting to just explore some of that, learn more about how she works, and also perhaps get one of your smaller questions answered, right? Do you look at really big questions in that, Crystal, or is it mostly smaller things?
Well, I mean, smaller questions are lovely because, then everybody gets a chance to be answered. But if someone is coming in and has something big to look at, then we usually will pull a few cards on what's coming up and touch base on that. And then I do encourage to book a longer session to have more in-depth time where we can have a conversation, because I'll probably have some pretty good questions to ask about what's coming through for you. So so definitely big and small questions, just like we do here as well on the grand scale of things. No question seems to be a small question, to be honest.
Right?
That's also true.
Many of them have big implications, and there often are themes. Like I notice that when I do sessions on a daily and weekly basis, there's often themes. So you may notice if you show up to the live, even if you're not feeling courageous enough to ask one of your personal questions that it might be
Mhm.
relevant for you, what
Mhm.
comes in. So
Mhm.
check that out.
There you
It's
have
on
it.
Thursday. Yeah, we'll put the link
Thursday, 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Pacific time.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, so we'll put the link below so that you can wait for the notification of that.
Us.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. All righty. So hello, Ricky and Leo and Suzanne, our
Hi,
lovely,
everyone.
faithful people called to the universe. Hi, Angela. Lovely to see so many of you. And Maritzalk, I hope I get that
Beautiful.
right. Beautiful day, feast of Mary Magdalene is today. Okay, so we've had a whole Mary Magdalene week.
I mean, it's so interesting because y'all started us off really beautifully in the last live, bringing in the Mary Magdalene energy, and it's just Maritza. Beautiful. Welcome, Maritza.
Yeah.
Maritza.
We'll do our best. Oh, just Maritza. Awesome. Thank you.
Hello from Slocan.
Oh, hi, Jonathan. Okay, so we're going to start up at the top. Ricky's question.
Ricky.
Hi, Ricky. Jumping on here.
Okay.
Crystal, I'm going to start
Shall
shuffling.
I read it? Do you want to read it?
You're going to lay them out.
Okay. I'm going to lay them out. We'll shuffle together. And then, so Ricky says, I've received notification that August 15th through 17th, my online banking would be down for an upgrade to the banking system. Oof, monkeys. Is this the new financial system coming online?
Right. Yeah, interesting. And is it coming online all in one swoop? Is it gradients of, different institutions doing this differently? So we'll see if we can get some clarity around that. So how about we do is it on this side? Is it that? And is it something else on the other side? Does that feel good?
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Here we go. 15th through 17th. That's a couple of days. That is a long time for online banking to be down.
There you go.
That sounds like a big system of it in.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Middle one, please.
Okay. Teamwork.
So we'll do 3 on the left, meaning it is that. You need 10. Yeah, there we go.
I'm getting there, Mom. I'm getting there.
And then 3 on the right, it's something else. Huh.
Both?
Yeah. Interesting, right? Like,
I feel like we should do another pile of like what's going to come of it.
Okay, let's just start with this.
Yep.
So there's certainly, this does look like a very big closure of an old system, right?
Yes.
We've got the Tower and the 10 of Swords. And
this new way coming in here with that Page of Swords.
Yeah, so the pages, as we know, are new beginnings. Swords are in the mind, in communications, in technology, and so on. So, like a new system coming online. But is there something else going on? Yeah, it does feel like, because on this side we have the Death card.
And the Hermit.
And the Hermit and the Knight of Pentacles. It feels like something that has been operating kind of
on the down low.
Yeah. Is starting to emerge, but all of this is happening gradually. So when I was saying, is this going to be all of them at once? I don't think it's going to happen all of them at once. It feels more gradual, even though it certainly, in this case with your bank, this does feel like an entire overhaul and going on to a new system. But what does this new system actually mean? So yeah, let's go 3 more cards on that.
Wow.
Okay, so with that 2 of Pentacles, let's move that up a little bit. With that 2 of Pentacles there, it could almost be that there's 2 systems going for a while in tandem. And if you think about it, that is probably an ideal way to restructure something.
It feels very much like there's something that's really feminine about, like, for like the reasoning behind why it's coming in. There's something that's like a lot more
Grassroots,
yeah,
maybe.
and creative about it, which sounds weird with the banking systems, but there's something about this kind of like dancing between the two realities of it, like the new system that's coming in and supporting us and integrating what we've had in the old way. Something about that is really important for who, like the feminine matriarchal systems that are coming in. Something about that's gonna, whether or not the banks are going to be doing it, it's going to call us into that part of how we're working with our wealth.
Yeah, like what I've often got about new financial systems, plural, is that, diversity is going to be absolutely like ideal, just like it is with everything. We don't want to replace one centralized power dominant authority system with another, because even if it starts off being pristine, central power dominant models are corruptible. And you see that over here. Can you pull the tower card up?
Yes, I can.
And hold it up. This is what we see often with things like, if you look at, the rigidity of the tower built out of granite, this idea that we can structure something that's meant to last, that's not very flexible. Like we think about bamboo that flexes and moves with the wind, versus granite that's like you build up this big tower, but it's also then susceptible to crashing. It's susceptible, anything that has that rigidity draws to it chaos. It's like a lightning rod. And that's why the tower looks like a lightning rod. So we want systems in the future, as Crystal pointed out, to be more organic, more diverse, more flexible.
Yeah.
And so it's not only the system that needs to change, it's our approach to finances in general, as of course, as most of you all know. And interestingly, I often see this star card related to the US because it's like the Star Spangled Banner, right? And to me, there's something about the US is a catalyst for this. It's the die is being cast here, or in North America particularly, but the US for sure, is initiating something that is, a little bit, as Crystal said, it's a little bit, there's a feminine aspect to it being experimental. It's not this rigid, like this is the only way kind of system. And we want to stay open to a lot of different financial models going forward, as opposed to just, and certainly moving beyond just capitalism and socialism, moving way into, contributionism, egalitarianism, and so on. But there's a lot of ways that can play out. There's a lot of amazing, cool systems. I have downloaded one called the Value System, and I'm going to be launching that in the next year or two. So there's so much to look forward to in this. And so your question is great, Ricky, because what you're showing is that, yes, there's room for us to get involved. There's openings happening here. When your bank shuts down for those few days, it's doing a restructuring. Let's use that time to also restructure our attitude.
Perfect. Beautiful, Mama. Beautiful. Ricky says it's a small town bank. So, and I think these small town banks are going to be some of the way showers of new ways of banking change is good, even if it doesn't, even if it's not the most ideal, at least there's tear down of a lot of the old sticky systems. And when we're in that transitional period and in that flux, it's a lot more moldable, because we're not so rigidly ingrained in it anymore. So a shift is a shift nonetheless. And then there's all this spaciousness that's been created that hopefully we can work with, right?
Totally.
So Suzanne says, August 15th is the Greek Orthodox domination of the Virgin. Major celebration is linked to the uniqueness of the Mother of God. Right? These
so
are
we're
big
back
dates.
to-
And then Marie's says not to keep in the Mary story, but August 15th is the holiday of the Assumption of Virgin Mary into heaven. Thank you, everyone. So beautiful to see all these
yeah, let's go back to
synchronicities and correlations here. I think Suzanne's was next, hey?
Okay. Yeah.
So, Ricky, blessings to you on your financial journey with your bank, and keep us in the loop because we're all going through this together. So, we were on it right there.
Yeah, no, I'm just going. Leo also had a question earlier than that. The law of one, what does it do?
Let's do that. Did we look at the law of one last time?
I don't think we looked at the law of one. It was something else that we looked at.
Hi, Leo.
Oh, right. And then Suzanne's asking about the fat lady things. Does that mean
fat
Hillary?
Lady, Hillary. We'll check it out.
I think we looked at this before. Didn't we look at this before, Suzanne?
We looked at the fat lady singing, but it was, I think we looked at it in reference to something else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll look at it in reference.
Here we go.
Law of one. Let's focus.
Okay. Focus on. We've been in such a playful mode over the last week. So
True.
Coming in here, focusing in law of one. Okay. Put your magic in there, Mama.
Thank you. Get my hands in the picture.
What does it do? So, what do you think? Spread wise?
Yeah, sure. Let's do spread.
Okay. A whole spread. Let's focus answer on this here. Okay, I'll put them down and I'll get them. I know you usually put a couple down and then have a chat about it, but I like to lay the whole thing out.
That's great.
That's how we roll.
I love it.
We roll differently. Okay. So
that's a page of cups in the past.
That's a page of cups in the past.
So we've got the two most childlike cards in the deck here. We've got the page of cups, which is kind of like the innocence of the inner child. And then we also have the childlike innocence card of 6 of cups there. So we have
2 6s.
Yeah, right. So and then we have 2 6s. 6 is about harmony and service. So 6 is about working with the collective, reciprocity, bringing things into harmony. Oh, lovely. Yeah. So
we'll get it together here.
So interesting. And then we have the 1. The first ace. Ace of Swords is the first ace. So it is about a way showing. It is about clearing the path. So that to me, what does it do? The law of one, it's a way showing, clearing the path to draw spirit and the innocence of the inner child, the harmony. We even have the Fool there. So it's a very expansive, open, trusting, very innocent, childlike energy. And then we have the portal of the High Priestess here. So drawing that energy in through the Divine Feminine also to ground it in some sort of practical way with the Queen of Pentacles.
Queen of Pentacles. Yeah.
You noticing other things there,
Crystal? I think you nailed it. I was like, oh, yes. All of those things. All of those things. It feels with this being that gateway of the great mystery of the law of one and the unity of the whole, is that there's this, that with the magnetic queen there, it creates these, we have the two sides of the infinity symbol, say, and we have the two pillars here of the black and white and the polarity, that creates this magnetism that allows us to be separate yet whole, right?
Yeah, like unification of polarity, which isn't about eliminating polarity. It's about constantly like aligning polarity,
harmonizing.
Yeah, and harmonizing it.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the more polarity you can work with, and we know this, right? The richer life experiences. If you can't handle any polarity, life is going to be pretty boring. Right? So we don't want to have extreme polarity, and finding that sweet spot number, like 6, the 6 is the number of harmony. This 7 pushes it a little further. We're working into perfection with the 7. So I always say perfection is 77.7. It's and 777s, right? On and on into infinity. It's like that is a high level. That's like Christ consciousness mastery of perfection. But most of us can really work with the 6 energy, which is harmony. And it's a lot about being in devotion to something bigger than yourself, the greater good of all, right? And so that's the law of one, is about basically drawing reality through that lens, to work with polarity and into that harmonic sweet spot. And, I always think about, how do you remember that 6 relates to harmony and service? It is the pattern of the hexagon from the bees. So when the bees make the beehive cells, they make them in that hexagonal pattern. And when you think about bees, you think about cooperation, service to the greater good, and sweetness.
So much sweetness, honey in the heart. Like, it's just so, and us, having 2 of something is the balance and the mastery in something. And so us really balancing out this world that we've been in, which is now getting so chaotic and so go all the time. And just like, there's a lot of pressure to be our separate selves and to be continuously doing better and better and better. And this law of one energy is just like so harnessing like our inner youthful child beings that are so able to embrace taking life at a slower, curious pace, and step by step, these little wins to victory, where we don't have to be so in our adult programming that we have to achieve so much all at once. It's like the law of one really allows us to be truly one with these parts of ourselves that have this, each of us have our own very own unique pace. So A Call to the Universe says harmony and service is what the law of one is all about. Oh, perfect. We nailed it. Well done, everyone. Anything else to say, Mama, before we move on?
Great.
Okay, let's go on. Oh, everyone. I just want to look at everyone and what they say. Okay. Yeah. Way back up here. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Wrap this up.
Wrap it up. In and over till the fat lady sings. Could this mean Hillary? So much connects to her, in particular intelligence networks, which are the beginning and the end. Okay.
So
we'll do a 3 card, just a straight up. Let's see what
it's about.
Yeah.
Fat lady sings and Hillary. Okay.
Is there a connection? With so many of these things, it's often multiple meanings.
Yes.
And we think that is extraordinary, right? We're like, oh, that can't be right. There has to just be one meaning. The more you get into, Cliff High's version of ontology, the more you get into like the interconnectedness of everything, it starts to just blow your mind how many overlaps they are. And on some level, I think we get a little bit concerned. We're like, okay, there must be some master plan here. There must be some dominant force that is like controlling everything and just laying it all out, and we have no say in it because it seems so woven, masterfully woven, or sometimes disturbingly woven, right? But in fact, it is a lot more magical than that. I really truly do not believe that it is just one source of control. I did not.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean for interrupting.
This one is
Yeah, definitely.
there isn't. I don't believe there is just one master plan. And so what it is, I used to be part of a dream group. I think I mentioned this before. And what we would do is we would start our conversation talking about a dream that somebody had had. And then we would each kind of weave our way around the circle talking about our reference points related to that dream. And by the end, we'd gone on this great journey, and we ended up back at the original point of the dream. So we just instead of calling it like a dream analysis group, we started calling it a dream weavers group. And we realized that we are in the dream. We are co-creating the dream. So this question about, Hillary and the fat lady, it can be like, there could be a dozen references to the significance of what that fat lady sings represents. And it's just, we could call it a coincidence or ironic maybe that it also means this. But does that mean that like the deep state has designed this or the white hats have designed this? It's like, no, I feel like it's the ontology of the weaving of meaning.
Yeah.
That's deep.
I see that here.
Yeah.
I see that here.
Tell me what you see.
Well, I feel like there's, with all of these wands here in the Six of Wands, I feel like there's a lot of different possible meanings behind that. And even the saying, like, it ain't over till the fat lady sings, is a lot of essentially what this card is about. It's like, keep going, keep taking these steps in the right direction. And you just, the fat lady singing is the victory at the end of the journey, which is ultimately, I mean, the fat lady is like the big mama, right? So it's like, I don't know, to me.
Yeah, like I think what Crystal's referring to is that there's a lot of layers of meaning. And we want something, like, we're so efficiently oriented in our rational brain, we want it to just mean this, and we're like, don't confuse it, Ashella, don't add all this other stuff in, like, that's, you're messing with it. It's all just like you've diluted the value of whatever that is. No, we got to get beyond that, folks. We got to see, like, it's richer when you notice the complexity.
Yeah, we get to. We get to. But interestingly, though, we do have the yes card.
We've got the yes card. So it is that.
Yeah.
Amongst a lot of other things. And then how is it that, how does it being yes to that, but also yes to a lot of other references, how is that going to help us continue to move through this journey, as Crystal said, the victory, little baby steps. You'll see in this card, there's actually like almost like a V. Do you see between the two wands in the center, he's holding the V for victory and the laurel leaf of victory. But this victory is not one for one. It's one for all. And it is an all for one, right? So it's this overall victory through gradual baby steps and a lot of synchronized layered meanings, basically, is what I'm getting with that.
Okay, rock and roll.
Are we on to the next question?
Yes, if I can find it here. Why don't you do some scrolling?
Okay,
I'll pack these up way back. I feel like we had.
Okay.
No,
this one about the Magdalene.
Sorry, y'all. Let us just. Okay, I think we had. No, it was this one. I think about the call to independence.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah,
let's do that one. Thank you. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
You're all
I'm
just
usually on
jumping in
that
there.
side moderating anyhow. So I was like, I want to be on the other side today. So, okay. We are all about to have an Independence Day moment with the appearance of Atlas in the fall. So Atlas, or three, y'all can read it, right? Is a comet making weird trajectories around the solar system. And is behind the sun at the moment. Ooh.
Mm-hmm. So are we about to have an Independence Day moment with the appearance of Atlas in the fall? So it's interesting. I don't know if some of you were on my last live on Beyond Mystic with Penny Kelly doing Intuition Fridays. And we got to the end of, like I was just referring to, we're going to talk, I think the next one, which is in early August, we're going to be talking and sharing. I downloaded a whole forecast about pivotal dates in the next 100 years. And I downloaded this in 2021 or 2022 during a session with somebody. And I wrote it down. And at the bottom of it, the last line says August 25th, 2025. And I didn't write what that meant, but it was like that date jumped into the download. So it's funny that you're saying, are we going to have this Independence Day moment? I mean, what does that even really mean?
Yeah.
And what is going to happen as a result of related to this comet. So what's happening with these intergalactic energies is not only the comet, but it's things inside the Earth. It's things in the solar system. It's things in human evolutionary consciousness. It's all happening simultaneously. So it's not because of one thing, it's in tandem. And that's what's really exciting when you start to do a lot of analysis and research into ancient history and mythology. There are patterns. So clearly we are looking at a pattern here and these significant dates and times that are each portals of potential evolutionary upgrading. So this particular comet has a job to do. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like if you were cooking a big stew and you want it to be really amazing, you're going to have all the spice and you're going to have it stirred at the right moments and so on. It's like this comet is one of those stirring.
Yeah, definitely. Aspects. And I feel like it is really activating a lot of our energetic bodies, a lot of our nervous systems, and it's doing something where we're going to really feel probably pretty exhausted by its energy and pretty like weighty from it. And actually it's the clearing out of a lot of that energetic stickiness, bringing in, like, look at this.
I know.
That health card
even this could be the 10 weeks before that. Like, I think it's going to leading up to it. It could be very like, that last lap feeling. So yes, a call to the universe, the sense of a last lap, energetically interesting that Crystal is getting that. And that it could alleviate some of that. Yes. So it could clear some of the energy and alleviate some of that heaviness and help us, even things like our metabolism. We could have the opportunity to have healing and reconnect. A lot of people have had digestive issues especially in the last 10 years. We just see everything to do with metabolism and digestion going off the charts. It feels like this particular comet's role is to kind of wrap that cycle up and help us come into a new relationship with our digestion, believe it or not.
Yeah, and I feel like also like the our own natural essence, especially that sort of, we've been working also so much with the balance of the masculine and the feminine within our own bodies, within our own beings. And there's something about this that's helping us to align those parts of ourselves to come back into like a lot of the pure essence of us as human beings and as divine beings. Like, it's interesting that it's behind the sun right now and we have the sun behind this, so there's going to be,
look at that. And it often with the lovers, there's a choice to be made. So you know, again, we could have this upgrade with our overall, you know, 3D bodies being able to handle the higher frequency, right? This is what so many of you have been working with this over the last 5 to 10 years. Like, how do my body just can't handle the frequency changes. Those of us, it's going to be a lot also about how you care for your body. So people may step away from substances, from, you know, eating a lot of meat or whatever. It's like, I'm not trying to say that meat eating is wrong or bad, but the degree that our bodies will require certain things to be healthy and strong, like our whole metabolic reality could be doing a big upgrade where we will maybe need less food. We will metabolize food differently. And so I think this is very good news for all of humanity, but we will need to be willing to step away from the old way of living in our bodies and make new decisions around how we're going to live. But it won't be a hardship is what I'm getting. In terms of the physicality, it's more emotionally our attachment to things.
Yeah, it feels like it's creating a lot of alignments for us to work through our karmic justice in our beings so that we can lighten that load. And it's a lot through like going into personal journeying and introspection. And we know we've got 2 8s coming up there. And I think that it's going to invite us to work with our bodies and our beings and our systems and each other in a much different way. And I think it's gonna, you know, when we lighten that load, we're gonna feel a lot more like really getting down to business. Like, we're gonna feel a lot more like encouraged to really motivated to put our skills to work. So, I mean, beautiful question. And I think beautiful outcome.
And interesting that we have, in terms of independence, it's independence from being like locked into the matrix.
Yeah.
Like, right, we've got 2 8s. 8s are the 8th sphere, which is the matrix. Because the matrix, the number 8 is basically, once you get a system going, it's kind of like a freight train. The wheels go even after you stop putting, you know, fuel in the engine. It just got momentum and it just goes and goes and goes and goes, right? That's why 8 is the infinity symbol, because it just goes on its inbuilt momentum to just generate more and more and more. It just keeps going. So to change momentum direction requires a choice point. And I think this atlas is going to give us that catalytic choice point. And like Crystal said, once we've decided which way we're going with that, we will be freed up. A lot of our energy will be freed up to put all that momentum in new directions.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm glad that I pulled these, because this, when I was shuffling, this one popped out here. So cool. It was like, hey, I want to get in there. Justice for all. Okay, cool. I got it, Mama. I got it. I got it.
Oh, just jump up to Ricky's and remind people, book a session with Crystal.
Ricky, you rock.
Using code Farewell20, receive 20% discount before August 15th. Okay, yahoo!
Here we go. Next.
Many places to activate and initiate Magdalene. I'm feeling called to travel to. Which place
would be highest vibration of true Magdalene? Turkey, south of France, or Mount Carmel?
Oh, this is going to be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do three threes. Turkey on the left, south of France in the center, and Mount Carmel on the right. and we will.
Man, is this all ever coming in so much?
It's so cool.
Jeepers creepers. Okay. Exciting. I want to go to all of those places.
Mhm. Return to all of those places.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here.
And just for fun, why don't we put in another unknown place?
Yeah.
Let's just say another option as well.
Mama?
Okay. I think it's ready. You're going to do.
You think it's ready?
Yeah.
Gosh,
3 piles.
okay.
3 piles. I feel it's ready. I don't think it's ready. First one.
Okay.
Mhm. So,
Turkey.
3 on turkey. Yeah, that's lovely. And
Ooh.
3 on south of France.
Interesting.
And then 3 on Mount Carmel.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
Let's do these and then we'll go to the 4th possibility here.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, Turkey feels like this is very masculine, right?
Yep.
We've got the Emperor and the King of Pentacles, but they're well aspected.
Yes.
So what that means to me is that there is masculine protection around the Magdalene energy in Turkey. It has been protected well, and it is available, but right now you can kind of only access it through connection. It's almost like it's connected to systems there, and you can't just go in as an independent. So I'm going to just go out on a bit of a limb here and say I almost feel like it's being guarded by sort of like a lineage of guardians in Turkey, and you don't get to just walk in and get access to that energy, even metaphysically. You need to be either invited or sort of, you know what, like when they say we go into indigenous lands and you start off by asking permission, can I come onto the land? And then often you have to make some kind of relationship with someone who is part of that indigenous, land stewardship lineage in order to be welcome. That's kind of what I'm feeling about Turkey right now. It doesn't mean it will be like that necessarily indefinitely, but right now, and this doesn't feel like a negative hierarchy of power dominance over the area. It could look like that though, but it feels more like there's a natural protection, and it will be open, but maybe not for another 3 or 4 years. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting.
Okay, so I just went down to the comments there to see what we were saying about it all.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other one, south of France and Mount Carmel.
There we go. She's going to do that.
Beautiful.
We have a little dot in there.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, so south of France. Oh, I mean, there's definitely some pretty heavy systems there.
Oh, no, that's not doing that. Okay. I don't know where are the rest of our
Okay.
comments.
Mom, you go ahead and keep talking. Go ahead.
Did I remove all the comments?
I have no clue.
I just took one person out.
Okay. Mom.
Yeah. Sorry.
Continue to talk.
Okay.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah, they're coming in now still. So we've got to.
I think I just removed the old comments somehow. I'm sorry, everybody.
Carry on. Keep
That's
talking.
better. Yeah, it was
Keep
just,
talking.
we had a troll bot in here.
Who knows? Sometimes.
That happens sometimes,
it's
right?
the way
Yeah.
it is.
Okay, so speaking of protection.
Here we go.
Yeah, Thank you, Leo.
Yeah.
Speaking of protection. And so, yeah, that one is off. If you want to access it, you'll want to go in through people, lineage keepers of the area to access it. The south of France connection feels very much it's going through some kind of karmic challenge right now. It's a beautiful place, but it's under it feels like it's being what's the word I'm looking for? It's interesting that this one is being protected. This one does not feel protected at the moment, and it feels like it's been sort of, I don't want to say captured. These are strong words, but it's been messed with a little bit. It will come back. It will right itself, but it's going through some kind of like yeah, like a little bit of a lockdown feeling there. What are you feeling about that, Crystal?
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of people or there's a lot of narratives there that around this sort of energy that really is feeling kind of confusing to people, and that there's quite a system that's come in to steer people away from a lot of the higher frequency of what this activation in this type of place could mean for them.
Mm-hmm.
And so because I think that there's, in the long run, it looks like it is the call to greatness, or the activation of something that is potentially really beautiful for the collective. And so they've really, I feel like the systems there have really brought in a lot of narratives around that being a bad thing. Right. And so people are confused about the true meaning and purpose.
Or that being something that is coveted, right? Mm-hmm. It's like a lot of people want to just steal that energy.
Yes.
And so it's going through its own growing pains of righting itself, is what I get. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then we go to the last one, which is Mount Carmel. And isn't this interesting? It's like lots of energy there. Lots of energy. Lots of even like Magdalene and Jesus energy there. However, again, a portal that is not as safely held right now. So there could be distortion, even like it's almost, the guides are almost saying, let's not get a bunch of people going there to try to take that energy. Let's not turn it into a thing, because it could also go through what south of France is going through. So we don't want to drum up a lot of business around that portal. So if you go there, keep it on the DL. It feels very powerful, but don't go on a big reveal about it, because it's sort of like that, the sacred sites, and then somebody goes to this rare site well up in the mountains or something, and then they put a pin on Facebook or whatever, and next thing you know, it's just turned into this like tourist like damage control, right? Like everybody's up there, and the lands are being desecrated. So it just feels like, let's do this very intentionally and sparingly, because these sites belong to the human collective, the human psyche. They don't belong to just those of us that are ready to work with them or are aware of the knowledge. These are sites that are like, we don't want to just exploit what they have to offer and in the next 5 to 10 years. And then it's another one of those boom and bust things where it was like everybody went there and then it went out of vogue or something. Like, we really want to maintain this to be still with us, 6,000 to 8,000 years from now. Mm-hmm. So there's no rush to go and get something there. It feels like, let's very quietly go there.
Well, and Jonathan says that the frequency is within all of us and the activation can come anywhere. I believe the guardianship and protections are being dismantled as we speak.
Right. So we want the good guardianship. We want the good, like the strong guardians that are, and again, it's like there's no mistake. Even if it does look like patriarchal dominance in some ways, there is a divine order there. Okay, look at this. Whoa. So the fourth option is interesting. The fourth option is, in a way, what Jonathan is saying about going to the source of like the ancient documents, doing the research, opening yourself up to the frequency of this. That is open source information.
Yes.
So it's not even so much about the places as it is about the places within, like what Jonathan's saying.
That's what I was suspecting and pulling these last three. I'm like, I bet you it's what he's talking about.
And this is going to be interesting to all of you. It is a sacred water energy. So the wells, the sacred wells, the sacred water. It's interesting what I was just saying about, like a sacred well up in the mountains or something. It all connects. So the underground water all connects, and you can pray with the waters. And you can pray with international waters in any land and connect to that Magdalene consciousness through the water. Look at this.
Absolutely.
Over the water, the communication happens over the water.
And that's what I keep talking about the water portals, and we're opening and activating them all the time with the work that we do in our own practices with water, right? And so this is really showing that the waterways are quite connected, and to the cosmos as well. I think that there's, this portals between the underground worlds of water and the cosmos as well. And so what we are moving in a really beautiful direction with all of this coming through right now. So thank you all for bringing your wisdom and your knowledge around it and your questions and your guides.
Okay, so we got to back up the truck here.
Okay, so not that far. Okay, independence.
Oh yeah,
we've been all through there.
We've been through there. Sorry, folks.
No, it's okay because I'm on it. So that's the last one that we did. And then great show. There was another one. Carney. Let's bring it into politics, shall we, for the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Now for something completely different.
But all connected. You just imagine like dunking Carney into the Magdalene well. Purifying the heck out of that little soul. Yeah.
Right? Whatever that little soul is. Okay. Carney.
Or not. Oh, Suzanne said not domination. Dormination.
As Marie
says. Sorry, yeah. Sometimes it's hard to read these comments.
That's why we have glasses on. Not domination. Dormination, as Marisa says, the rise into heaven for Mother Mary.
Yes, correct. Sorry. Thank you for correcting us, Suzanne.
Always. We're only 2 people. There's only so much that we can handle all at once here. Okay.
Carney.
I feel like we should shuffle. I will shuffle. Flailing on the shuffling.
It's interesting though, right? Okay. I just flashed on the Empress card. She just popped out as I was shuffling. She just kind of flashed herself out there. And oh yeah, and look at the sun. So I really get a feeling about his mother, Carney's mother. Does anyone know anything about
that's what I was just wondering.
Oh my God. Okay. It's almost like they're showing me that she may be connected to the Magdalene lineage.
Right, with that
Yeah.
star and the justice.
So we are looking at a healing of the sun and like really working through the energy of the divine feminine with him. And because we don't just want to alienate, isolate,
banish
these people, because they become more dangerous in a way if we try to banish them. We want to integrate, we can't be responsible for healing them, but for neutralizing the poison that they carry by literally dunking them. Look at that patriarchal.
Should I do a focused answer?
No, do the 3.
Did he?
Oh, right.
Yep.
What I was just saying, like come out of the patriarchy through the lens of defeat and then into love. Okay, I know this is a big thing, folks. Like, sorry, Adele. I'm sorry. Like, I feel just almost embarrassed to say things like this, because it's like, we're all just like, are you kidding? Like, we're supposed to heal this idiot. Like, can we just get rid of him and be done with it? But again, there's an idiot in each of us. There's a Carney inside of each of us. And if we just keep cutting off these parts of ourselves, we become less than a whole being. So we're not responsible for this idiot, but we're also not, it's not highly suggested for the overall betterment of human evolution to keep cutting things off. So it's work to say, okay, let's reframe this. Can he leave through some sort of love? Can we get rid of him on a wave of like, we want to neutralize the negativity. We want to create the buffer around him. And then we want to dunk him in the holy well and put him off to the side to like steep for a while to sort himself out.
Agreed.
Oh, most interesting. I also meant to add Egypt. That's interesting. We'll look quickly at that. Maritza, we'll look at Egypt as the last thing about the Magdalene energy. But finishing off with
so
Carney,
much that's happening in the chat around it. I just want to like hang out and put it all up. But here we go. Do we want anything else here?
Sure, let's put 2 more down.
Okay.
Another 5, a 4. So look at this. Oh, 3 5s. So we get excited as tarot readers when you get anomalies that are not normal, right? To get 3 of a kind in a 6-card spread.
Oh my gosh, we're being.
It's like a slam dunk. It's like, oh yeah. So 3 of a kind is a blessing. 5s are chaos. The blessing is going into the chaos of all of this. There's something magical in here. 5s are also magic and growth.
Yeah. Well, we're building new foundations, new connections, and new stability and balance through going through all of this chaos and letting go of all of this like patriarchal control model. Like something about Carney coming in and acting out the role that he is doing is to stir all of our shadow that's been so prominent in all of these aspects. We're everything's up in the air. It's going to be.
Yeah. So like, and then in timelines, Adele, because I want to give your answer to your question as well. So in timelines, we're looking at 4 to 5 months is what I'm getting. So, but it could be sooner. It could be 4 to 5 weeks. So that's what I'm feeling. And again, let's do it upright and let's get him in the light, right? Let's not just banish these dark force beings into more darkness, because we're not going to get very far. They're just going to keep resurfacing in another form. We don't get rid of it that way. We heal it and up level it. because we are that, you know, our loving intention is more powerful than this. There's also, this has also been a lot about putting us through this economic hardship place. And, you know, it's so interesting. Look at this. There's a man and a woman, a man and a woman, a man and a woman.
Yes.
I wonder if there's going to be, there's something with either being replaced by a woman or something to do with the influence of a woman that will shift the direction of where this is all going. So just,
well, and then we had the mother, the great mother, the mother energy coming in. So, you know, and all this stuff that's going on with Mary Magdalene. So we'll just see, you know, what rolls out with Mr. Carney here. Yeah.
Cool.
Egypt.
There
is a prediction that a woman will take control of Canada and be woo. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Oh gosh. Well, this is.
I know everybody's.
We could just go all day. I think there's so many great questions.
I have back-to-back sessions after this.
Yeah.
So.
Crystal's got 4 readings
Full
today.
Day
4
today.
1-hour readings coming up here,
so
starting in like half an hour. So we gotta go. But we love you guys. Sending you a big huge
we're
hug.
gonna pull on Egypt.
Oh right, Egypt. Yes, and
You
apologizing.
can keep sending them huge hugs.
Apologizing for those crazy construction noises outside.
We have construction happening. We gave them an hour window and they took it literally. Okay, so great. All is well.
Okay,
life, the chaos, right? The chaos. Let's find the beauty in the chaos and the harmony and all of it. Let's look at Egypt in terms of Mary Magdalene energy and portals. Okay.
I'm actually getting that we're gonna go on the bottom 3 right here.
Okay.
And yeah, so again, we'll pull it down a little bit.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Sorry.
Again, it feels like it's not necessarily the in situ yet. So very interesting that the overall answer is not to necessarily go to the places in person at this moment. And I keep getting a feeling that down the road, like the next 4 to 6 to 8 to 9 years, like this will be a place to revive and connect. But it's look at, we got another 9. Remember we had that 9 of Swords with the Justice card around France, and we've got the 9 of Wands with the Moon around Egypt. So it's not the right time to go there and add more complexity. It's sort of like when something, you know, you don't want to go in and start like having a big conversation with someone who's going through an actual, in the process of having an operation. This is something is going on that needs to be, but we can send it good energy, but we don't need to be there in situ, kind of going in with our own agendas right now. And just to keep sending the healing energy through the water and also through the animals. There's, it feels like there are sacred and interesting with Egypt and the cats. So we could be doing a lot of work with our cats, sending that Magdalene energy to Egypt through the felines.
Yes.
So
meow.
There you go.
Love it. Love it. And love all of you. Thank you for being here. Have a beautiful week, and we will see you on the flip side next Tuesday.
Bring your questions early. We'll jump right on. And
yes,
see you then.
always. And hopefully we'll see many of you this coming Thursday as well. Again, the link will be below for my solo live coming up. Blessings, everyone.
Blessings.